Everyone thinks that Dubai is just skyscrapers and Lamborghinis. Today I'm going to show you exactly how much you probably would pay if you lived in JVC. So we're going to walk around the neighborhood. I'm going to take you guys with me and show you how much some of the places are going for here. So stick around. So the first thing you need to know is that the construction that's happening in JVC it's insane. So when we first moved here, this building right here, this development that I'm going to show you, see if you can catch it, it's yellow. This was not built yet, and now it's totally built. We're going to walk past that. There's also another one right next to it, another plot of land that's being built on now. But the pace at which construction is happening in JVC is just insane. It is really rapid development, and I think that allows for families, for people who are coming in as individuals to just be able to choose for what type of housing you want. At some point it's going to impact the price, but you know, as it is of now, pricing is pretty much stable. I do think it's a renter's market though, if you're planning on renting here. So right behind me, as you can see, this is the entrance to the new development that was just built. Okay, so you see there's still sand on the ground. It's not yet finished, and that's pretty typical. No one lives here yet. It's brand new, but I suspect probably within the next 3 months or so, people will be moving in here. This is a typical format of housing that you would find in a neighborhood like JVC. There's also a lot of high-rise apartments here, and I'll show you that as well. It's really nice out. 6:30 a.m. No need to worry about roasting just yet. The next development that I'm going to show you is a Binghatti development. Now, Binghatti is one of the largest real estate developers here in Dubai. They are building everything from apartments to office buildings, mixed use properties all around the board. They're particularly very active here in JVC. So the one that I'm going to show you right now is right behind me. When we first moved here, this wasn't even the land was there, of course, obviously, but it wasn't built up at all. Okay. So we'll do a quick walk past this so you can just see, but I'm going to come across the street to show you, but it is massive, massive, massive. So I suspect this is going to be a apartment building. I think one of the most fascinating things about this neighborhood is that you know, we wake up in the morning all the time and be like, was this building here? The construction and the pace of things is really fast. I think from a concern of someone who's going to rent here, you do want to make sure that you are far enough away from certain construction sites so it doesn't, you don't wake up to the sound of machines or have bad air quality, etc. There are some days where I feel like there's too much construction going on, but for the most part, when the buildings get into this phase, as you can see this one here, where it's already built, now they're working internally on electrical issues, plumbing, getting that all set up. And so it should be minimally, loud, etc. from a standpoint of someone who lives in the neighborhood. So we're gonna cut through this park now, and I'm gonna try to take you across to another side of JVC and show you some of the stuff that's going on there. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, how much should I expect to pay for rent? And I can give you guys some numbers on JVC itself. So in JVC, there are apartments. There's also I'd call them semi-detached, or townhouse style places to live. If you're getting a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, I think you can expect to pay around 120,000 dirhams per year to around, it really varies, but I'd say around 200,000. There is such a big range because some buildings were built earlier, the amenities are different, The owners are different, but I think for a 2 to 3 bedroom and JVC, you're probably looking to pay around 120 to 200,000 is like a really, really high end. That would be more so for 3 bedrooms and then also on the higher end. So choose wisely. So one thing I talked about in one of my last videos, if you're looking to rent, is that you need to understand you need to have your checks prepared. So the way that it works in Dubai for renting is that you negotiate the price and you also negotiate how many checks you will provide. Yes, checks, paper checks. So that means that you'll either pay in 4 checks or 6 checks or 8 checks, and all of these checks are post-dated. So you sign your contract. If your contract is dated on the 15th, most likely your checks will be dated for the 15th of however many months. It's typical to give 4 or 6 checks. If you're giving 2 checks, that's obviously it's more money in each check, but that's rare. I do know some landlords that only accept 1 check. So think about that, but I would say around 4 or 6 checks is probably where you want to be. If you're wondering about where I am, where I'm filming, I'm in a park in JVC. So all throughout this neighborhood, there are these parks that are scattered about. It really breaks up the flow in terms of buildings and construction and everything. So chances are if you move here, you'll be close to a park. You see it's 7 a.m. No one's really out right now. So some people are out walking dogs, but for the most part, it's very calm, very quiet. There's a mosque here on my left. If you're interested to know where the mosques are, there are a few in JVC. So you have that here. Another thing I would say, if you are going to rent, particularly in JVC, is you want to make sure that your chiller is included in the contract, which is chiller free. Basically what that means is that your aircon is paid for and handled by the landlord, your aircon fees. So it really depends on what building you move into. Some buildings, everything is centrally maintained, and so it's not an issue. It will be roped into your DEWA, which is Dubai Electrical Water Authority. It's called DEWA. And other ones though, you will have to pay DEWA and your aircon fee. So make sure that you have that sorted out. And for a 2-bedroom, you can probably expect to pay around 8 to 1,000 dirhams a month for DEWA for a 2 or 3 bedroom. Probably less if it's just you, but I think that that's pretty a normal amount for how much people pay here. Okay, so I'm going to show you another construction site here. We're in the park. You're going to be able to see how much construction is really going on. There's a site behind me right here. That's all construction. And then even here, let's see if I can get a better view of it. So this building right here is new and it's being built up as well. I mean, there really is construction everywhere. So if I were moving to JVC in 2025, I would look for a spot that has construction already built. So there's no doubt that you will not be near an active construction site. Otherwise, chances are there's going to be construction right next door to you. And if you have allergies, if you whatever the case may be, if you don't want that, then you got to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a situation where a few months into your lease, they're going to start breaking ground next to your house. Other than that, I would say JVC is pretty much a family-friendly place. Like, I'll show you guys again. Let me see if I can get a good shot of this. It's pretty sunny. All of that is construction. All of that. So, like I said, if you don't like construction, don't come to JVC. But if you're looking for a place where, it's family-friendly, I think the rents here are typically lower than other places in Dubai. And then the third thing is that it's convenient in terms of getting to the center, at least where schools are and where malls are, etc. It's pretty convenient. So I hope you enjoyed that little explainer. If you have any questions, if there are particular developments you'd like to see, comment below. I am thinking about working with some property developers to kind of give you guys a bit more of some information about what the types of housing options are you have when you come out here. So take care, comment below, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. I'm gonna finish my walk.